evening! Today we are gonna make chicken noodle soup and also talk a little bit about book genres. But first things first, for this chicken noodle soup, we're gonna put the chicken in the boiling water. Ooh. Then you're gonna wash your hands because raw chicken you don't want to get anywhere. So the reason why I'm doing this is because 1, I'm hungry, 2, I just felt like filming and I didn't know what to film, and I thought, hey, I'm making my chicken noodle soup, it's super simple, I should film that. I don't know. And more importantly, I have something on my mind that I've had on my mind for quite a long time. Not a long time, but for it's been on my mind for a couple of weeks. And I don't understand it, and I need help to understand this, so I'm taking to the internet. But before we're getting into that, we are gonna start chopping up our spring onion that's feeling a little bit sad. It's my last piece of chicken, it's my last piece of noodles, it's my last piece of spring onion. Great, I need a knife. And you are kind of in the way. Will I be able to get it? That wasn't the knife I was aiming for. Whatever. So, genres. Recently, people have been starting to talk about a new genre. More specifically, the genre that's been named contemporary fantasy. I don't understand the name. I don't understand the genre. I don't understand how you can have a genre named contemporary fantasy, because in my mind, on a spectrum, they are complete opposite of each other. And I think as far as genres goes, I think contemporary and fantasy are like the big main ones, and then there are subgenres within those main categories. Like, for example, contemporary can be anything from romance to mystery to thrillers, horror. The only main definition of a contemporary is that it is set in modern time and there are no fantasy elements to it, whereas the fantasy genre, where there are the subgenres can be urban fantasy, paranormal, dystopian, I guess. But as I said, I see genre as a spectrum. We're gonna turn on the hob for the second pan so that can start boiling soon. From what I understand, the new genre that's called contemporary fantasy is essentially paranormal that's a bit darker than what we've seen before. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not educated enough. Maybe I haven't done enough research on this. To be completely honest, I've barely done any research on this. I have just heard the term, and I've heard people talk about the books that will be categorized within this genre, and I've made assumptions. And these are my assumptions. So please tell me if my assumptions are wrong and what I can expect from this new genre. Because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you can't just call something paranormal or dark paranormal if that's what it is, instead of making up a new genre. And this is probably me sounding like an old person complaining about the new modern stuff that I don't understand. Valid. Very valid. I chopped up my spring onions. Can you see them? Here they are. Lovely. And now we're gonna take a third pot. We're gonna put this pot, oh my god. We're gonna fill it up with the broth. This is just a very simple, let's call it simplified noodle soup. First things first, you take soy sauce and you get enough soy sauce in there that you would like. That's it. That's about what I want. Then you take hoisin sauce, and I usually take a tablespoon of this, and you put that in, and then to give it a bit of a kick, we are gonna also put in a bit of sambal olike. You don't want too much of this, because then you will choke on the heat, but like that much. Is that much? And when you prepped everything, you just wait for the water to start boiling for the noodles. And then we can talk a little bit more about genre. Actually, I don't have that much more to say in the matter. That's basically all the thoughts I have. I don't know, as I said, I don't understand it. Like, what does it all mean? Am I a cranky old lady trying to understand all the new stuff in the new world that I just don't understand? Yes, that's exactly what's happening here. Let's start cook the noodles because the water has started boiling. This specific brand of noodles, it's ramen noodles if you wanted to know. It says it's supposed to be boiling for 3 minutes, so I'm gonna take it off the stove in 2 minutes. Because the last thing you want is soggy noodles. It's been around 2 minutes. You take just the water part, you pour a little bit of the water into the pan with your soy and your hoisin and your sambal, and you just pour it into that. Just, you know, how much you want it, and you put it on the warm stove. Then you take the noodles and you strain them off, and then you run it under cold water. You want to stop the noodles from cooking because you don't want soggy noodles. When you drain the noodles, you put them on your plate. You take your spring onion and you put the spring onion on noodles. The next step is very important. Grab your chicken, then you will cut into it and see if it's done. I think it's actually done. Are you done? Oh my god, my chicken is done. After that, you cut the chicken up to tiny pieces, or you know, bite-sized pieces. And then you cut the nib off and you save it for your dog. I'm gonna pour my chicken into that. Like so. The absolute final step is to pour this soy, hoisin, sambal mix on top of everything and just make it a soup. And there you have it. It's a warming chicken noodle soup. Perfect for fall. I'm gonna go eat this, but if anyone else has any thought on the new genre that is called contemporary fantasy, let me know what it means to you. Doggy! He wants his chicken. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat. Bye!